Hi everyone, my name is Tricia Castañeda-Guevara.
And I'm Philip Guevara.
So in this crazy pandemic COVID-19 time, we're finding that a lot of auditions are happening online.
Which some of you may or may not be used to. So we thought we'd make this video with some helpful tips and tricks and do's and don'ts, and we hope that you find it useful. At the end of the day, do the best you can with what you've got, but hopefully this video will give you a little bit of insight for what works for us.
Break a leg, have a little fun. Thanks.
Some handy equipment, some clip lights, some hanging lights. We've got some parchment paper, a tripod, and your lavalier. First up is the lavalier. Very inexpensive. You can find one online, and it's going to cancel all of the noise that's happening outside, like beeping or whatever. And it's going to put the emphasis on my voice and
as
make sure.
opposed to my voice, the reader, who's not going to be overacting this scene,
But supporting my scene partner.
Reader etiquette. Like he said, support the person you're reading for instead of stealing the show.
to be or not to be? That is the question.
So next, we want to talk about positioning and eye lines. So right now I'm looking right at the lens, and when we're reading with somebody off camera, we don't really want to do that. Now, I don't want to give full profile and talk to somebody out there, but I want to place somebody within maybe 6 inches of the camera. So Tricia's actually standing over here, but I'm going to look right there. And that's a much more interesting eyesight for anything that's going on in my eyes. You can still see that I'm connecting with someone or something, right? I'm staying open to the camera. Also, I don't want to be smack dab in the middle of the screen. It's just not as interesting. So if I'm going to talk to somebody over here, I'm just going to take a half a step or make sure that my camera person is just putting me off center so that we can imagine there's a little more space on the screen for me to be talking to somebody. Likewise, if I'm going to talk to somebody over here, just going to make a small adjustment so that there's just some room to breathe there. Also, make sure that you're not standing too close to the wall. It can create kind of a shadow. We're going to get into lighting in a minute. But have a little bit of depth behind you so that you're in a 3D world.
Okay, so next up is lighting. And most of the time we're going to be filming these sorts of auditions in the evening because it's going to be the quietest hour for things that are happening outside of our world here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lights going. We've got a backlight, a light up here, a light up here, an extra face light. It's probably too much. Skim it down. Let's see what happens if we adjust things just a little bit.
Yeah, so instead of overdoing it with things like phone lights, the best light is always natural light. And we're lucky that we have a big window right here to give the first front wave of light. We don't even need half of these lights that we have on. A nice backlight behind her gets rid of any shadow. Just let natural light do its thing.
And then be mindful of stuff like this thing or this light switch. Is there anything in my frame?
Yeah, so I'm just going to tighten that up on you.
Perfect.
Just so that we get rid of those distractions.
Awesome. Huh. Hi, my name is Tricia Castañeda-Guevara, and this is Santa Monica from the last days of Judas Iscariot. Thank you. Okay, the do's and don'ts. We are going to primarily focus on the do's. Number 1, breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe into your script, breathe into your character, breathe with your scene partner. Second, the environment. Some people may have a tendency to shrink into this tiny little phone that we're filming, but don't forget, you have an entire world to play with. It's behind you, it's in front of you, it's above you. What does your environment feel like? What is its texture? What does it smell like? What is its temperature? And third, which is my favorite, have fun. Sometimes we're doing serious scenes, which is wonderful, but don't forget to experience the joy of being able to be the expert in your craft for this time you have during this audition. So thank you so much, everyone. Hope you learned something.
Wow, did you feel that? Did you feel that? Yeah.
Yeah. One more?
Moment after.
Moment after. Don't cut it short. All right, lastly, the do's and don'ts.
So, I'm ready to start doing my piece now, but I'm not wearing a lavalier, and there's a guy outside cutting cement. What a gift.
Hey everybody, how's it going? We are the Guevaras. Cool way to take that hand off.
Cool.